Good afternoon. My name is Maurice Sampson. I'm calling you here from Philadelphia. I am the 22nd Ward 6th Division committee person. Let's see, I am working with a large group of people here in Northwest Philadelphia on voter registration now for about a year. I would very much, if I had the opportunity, would love to see jumbotrons erected at the many feeding stations that are food distribution centers around the city so that we could get the message to the people who can't come out to register to vote and to vote by mail. Mrs. Obama, I really would hope that you will come and speak to us here in Philadelphia, and I look forward to that opportunity.
My name is Bruce Pollock Johnson. I'm the chair of the Justice Council at the Unitarian Universalist Church of the Restoration in Mount Airy in Northwest Philly. We're a small multiracial congregation of 90 members, but we have a dozen or two members and friends who have been active in past voter registration efforts and want to be again. Mrs. Obama, your addressing our online rally would be a huge boost to everyone's morale and energy in this effort. Thanks for considering it.
My name is Tim Steyer, and I am the co-chair of this group, Our Votes Matter Most, and I also am a member of the Unitarian Universalist Church of the Restoration in Philadelphia, and on the board of the Unitarian Universalist Pennsylvania Legislative Advocacy Network. My sole purpose of being part of this group is that I want to do as much as possible to change the course of history. I, for one, and I know a lot of other people share the same sentiment. We can't let what happened in 2016 happen again. We understand that the Black and brown vote is critical in Pennsylvania and in Philadelphia and can shape the course of history. Mrs. Obama, I am asking you to come address people in Philadelphia because your voice is very much appreciated and renowned and could lend a lot of energy to our efforts here in Philadelphia. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jihad Saifullah. I serve as organizing director for State Senator Art Haywood, which his district makes up a large portion of Northwest Philadelphia and part of Montgomery County. I've been charged with voter registration and voter engagement efforts, in the district and beyond the district. And thus far, I've engaged about close to a dozen organizations, and collectively we've helped register to 1,000. We've also been helping to get out the word about vote by mail. And Mrs. Obama, we would really appreciate your involvement in Philadelphia. Right now, we're seeing disproportionate numbers of voter engagement in Black and brown communities, and your voice and your presence will help make a difference. Please join us. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Gail Loney, and I am a block captain in a poor North Central Philadelphia neighborhood. Mrs. Obama, you are a bright light and a respected voice in my poor North Central Philadelphia neighborhood. And I have been doing mail-in ballot voting on Facebook, social media, talking about it, talking about the importance of this upcoming election and how much our community needs to come out and register and vote. You speaking to our community would be a huge boost and a great encouragement to an oppressed community that needs to hear and needs to be uplifted at this time and in this state of pandemic and emergency. We would really appreciate if you would come out and just let us hear your words, let us feel your energy, and let us experience who and what you represent in our community. Thank you.
Hi, Mrs. Obama. I'm Barbara Hoffman. I'm on the Advocacy Committee of the Philadelphia chapter of the National Council of Jewish Women. For 125 years, this group has advocated to protect individual rights and freedoms, about immigration, about personal slavery, women slavery, and we are now engaged in promoting the vote, getting the vote out. The national organization has a large promote the vote advocacy going on, and we also have state by state. I'm in the Philadelphia chapter. We all know because of the pandemic, we're in unprecedented time. Normally, Black and brown voters are not voting in the numbers that we would love them to. A lot of it is barriers that have been put up, and the pandemic has made that even worse. We need people to get out to vote. This is a very important election. And as a community, we have 500 women. We have a lot of energy, and we want to partner with Philadelphia neighborhood organizations to promote the vote, to educate people to vote, to let them know that vote by mail is accessible and safe. And you would be a wonderful stimulus to kicking off this move. If you could address our online rally on behalf of the organization when we all vote, it would definitely incite enthusiasm and optimism about voting and voting by mail. Thank you.
Peace and blessings, Mrs. Obama. My name is El Sharif, and we were neighbors once upon a time in 2009 when I lived at the dormitories at 19th and F Street in Washington, D.C. I'm currently the Pennsylvania campaign manager for All Voting is Local, which is a project of the Leadership Conference on Human and Civil Rights, focused on protecting all our rights to vote. All Voting is Local fights to eliminate discriminatory barriers to voting before they happen, and fight voter suppression towards a wider goal of reenfranchisement. We're currently working on a wide suite of voting resources for limited English proficiency communities in Pennsylvania, and we'd love to incorporate your presence and relay your message in many languages to our wide networks of immigrant Americans, the beautiful, diverse communities of this Commonwealth that make up our American fabric, so that our democracy is reflective of all of us. We hope to welcome you to Philadelphia. Thank you.
My name is Janda Harrell, and I am a community activist working in North Philadelphia. I'm a member of the Ujima Friends Peace Center, the TCRC Healing Center, and the Firm, which is the formerly incarcerated restorative method. Much of our work is directed toward the formerly incarcerated population of Philadelphia, of which there are 300,000 of us living and working in Philadelphia. And it is extremely important for us to be encouraged and pushed extremely hard to vote. In terms of voting for formerly incarcerated people, Pennsylvania is one of 18 states in this country where you have the right to vote when you come out of prison. Mrs. Obama, it would be extremely inspiring to our population to hear your voice in this online Zoom meeting so that we can work as hard as possible to register new voters, get folks out to the polls, and make a difference in the upcoming election.
Good afternoon, First Lady Michelle Obama. My name is Samuel Jones, and I'm the director of the Restaurant Opportunity Center of Pennsylvania, and also chairman of the board of the Philadelphia Unemployment Project. Both organizations represent and work with the underserved community of low-wage workers, and both have been working to do voter education and voter registration among restaurant workers and underemployed individuals. It is very critical for us going into this 2020 election that all of our folks turn out and vote. And this is my opportunity to ask you to join us here in Philadelphia to help us with a virtual town hall. Your voice is incredibly respected among our constituents, and we would love to have you join us. Thank you very much.
Tom Quinn.
Hello, Mrs. Obama. Thank you for listening to our recording. I'm a teacher in the Philadelphia Public Schools, and I'm organizing Philly Youth Vote, and I'm in the Caucus of Working Educators. We have 20,000 teenagers that turn 18 and become eligible to vote in Philadelphia every year, and we want to get them all out to the polls. And we need politicians and people who are involved in politics to engage with them so that they engage in civic society. So we hope you'll join us. Thank you.
My name is Reverend Gregory Holston. I'm the senior pastor of James Memorial United Methodist Church in the Germantown section of Philadelphia. I recall 4 years ago when just the number of people that were around within a mile radius of my church, if they had voted, the election would have been different. That 44,000 people who did not vote within a mile radius. We know that Black and brown folk need to vote, and Philadelphia has the highest, has one of the highest poverty rates in the nation. 25% of the people are living in poverty. Most of that is Black and brown poverty. And if we're going to transform and change our communities, we have to get out to vote and use the power of the vote. We know, Michelle, that you have a great voice for motivating Black and brown people to activate and use their power. And we really request you come to Philadelphia, help us, join our virtual rally, and use your voice to bring real change in our city, and bring real change by getting people out to vote. Thank you so much.
Hello, Mrs. Obama. My name is Cynthia Bradley, and I am a member of the Unitarian Universalist Church of the Restoration here in Philadelphia. I also work for a nonprofit, which is called Mount Airy CDC. We are involved in getting people, first-time home buyers, into homes. It is important at this time, more than ever, that we get out our vote in our city. I just heard someone mention that it was a matter of 44,000 people to turn the election the last time. We don't want that to happen again. We know everyone that we know respects and loves you and your husband, and we are absolutely confident that your voice would add to our getting the vote out. Our church sign even reflects vote by mail. So we are ready to work on getting our primary out, which is June 2nd. Get people out to that, as well as the general election in November, and we are asking for your help. Thank you very much.
Hello, Mrs. Obama. Marhaba, as we say in Arabic. I'm Hazami Sayed. I'm an Arab American. I came to the US as a college student in 1983, and since I've been an American citizen for 25 years, at every election, I've been grateful to be able to cast my vote. This year in particular, it's important, super important, to get the largest number of voters out. As a resident of Philadelphia for over 22 years, I'm committed to getting more people out to vote. I hope you will join us in June for Philly's online voter registration drive. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Mark Harrell. I'm a committee person in the 51st Ward, 26th Division, and I'm also the first chair of the 51st Ward. And I'm also representing the Philadelphia Juneteenth family on this call. We are feverishly registering people to register to vote by mail in the 51st Ward in Southwest and West Philadelphia. Just to give you an anecdotal account of how crucial this is, only less than 25% of the regular polling places are going to be utilized in the city of Philadelphia on June 2nd. There will be no machines being used. All voting will be done by provisional ballots. To give you a sense of what this means, First Lady Michelle Obama, my mother is 91 years old. She lives in the 46th Ward, 10th Division. She likes to go to the polling place and vote manually. This year she'll be voting by mail. If she didn't register to vote by mail, her polling place, which is regularly right across the street from her, she would have to travel from her house to 6 to 7 blocks away. This is what people in the city of Philadelphia are faced with, which is why it's very important that we get people to register to vote by mail. We don't want people to say, that's too far for me to go. I'm used to going around the corner. I'm used to going across the street. I'm not going to go 4 or 5, 6 blocks away. And that's what the majority of people in the city of Philadelphia are going to have to do on June 2nd. I share the sentiment of my colleagues to invite you to come to Philadelphia through this virtual process to implore people. We have until the 26th of May in the state of Pennsylvania to register by mail. And as a fellow APO brother, Zeta Phi chapter, I share with you that sentiment to join us with the urgency of encouraging folks to apply to vote by mail in the state of Pennsylvania. It's the utmost important for us right now, and we welcome you with open arms wholeheartedly. Thank you.
Hello, Mrs. Obama. My name is Reverend McKinley Sims. I'm here as a representative of the Greater Philadelphia Religious Leaders Council and as a member of the Clergy Caucus of Power Interfaith, an interfaith organizing entity here in Philadelphia. I'm also here as a straight, white, cisgendered man who has been given all sorts of power and privilege bestowed on me by my ordination as a minister, but also given to me by our society. And while it's important for my voice to lift up progressive causes, to work for love and justice, it's more important for me to make space and to do the work to lift up other people's voices. And as we've heard, your voice rings loud and clear, and your voice can amplify the voices of our fellow Philadelphia siblings in more ways than I could ever hope to. I hope that you will empower them to use their voices to vote, to register to vote by mail, to vote safely, so that we can turn the tide in these upcoming elections. We hope to see you in Philadelphia. Thank you.
Hello, Mrs. Obama. My name is Kathy McCubry. I work as a school psychologist in Philadelphia, where 80% of our public school children live in poverty. In an effort to reach people on the far side of the digital divide in this pandemic, I hope that you might record an audio message promoting mail-in ballots, a message that could be used as a radio spot and that could also be broadcast from a vehicle in different neighborhoods. We all know and love and trust your voice. Please join us in educating Philadelphians about our new voting option and help us deliver the turnout that could make the difference in November. Thank you.
Okay.
Go for it.
Hi, my name is Tanya Baum, a social justice activist here in Philadelphia with twins in the public school system. And get out the vote is very important to us, and I'm going to do everything that I can to help.
Okay, well, thank you, Maurice. Thank you for the opportunity to speak on this call with my fellow friends here from the city of Philadelphia. I want to welcome our forever First Lady, Michelle Obama, to the city of Philadelphia for all the great work that you're doing, especially regarding voter registration. I think your documentary, Becoming, is something that we as a nation need to become a better nation. The best way we can do that is by voting and getting people to register to vote. Like Maurice, I'm a committee person here in the northwest section of the city in Mount Airy and Philadelphia. And like all the other speakers, we're doing all that we can to make sure that this battleground state of Pennsylvania goes the right way in the fall. And we can do that by increasing voting here in the city of Philadelphia. All the speakers have done that from their work, and we'll continue to do that work. And we welcome you for all the support that you can give to make sure that everyone is registered to vote and does their mail-in vote here in the city of Philadelphia to make sure that we have a great victory, not only in the primary, but also in the fall.
Well, thank you, Derek. And thank you, everyone here from Philadelphia. Mrs. Obama, do consider our plea. We would love to have you. And you know where to reach us. Thank you so much. Everybody wave. We'll see you later.